Getting to the end of this 10-part video series. Video number 9 today, we'll be talking about reconciling shipments, creating cases, and handling returns. So by now, last episode we show you how to create a shipment, so your shipment's out the door. Now the waiting game. But also during this time, you also want to keep, get back to sourcing. Continue that cycle. Just keep sourcing, buying, sending out shipments until your packages are received, and check into their respective fulfillment centers. The status of your shipment will be viewable on your Amazon Seller Central page. So to do that, you want to go to Inventory and Manage FBA Shipments. Alright, so with Amazon, the status is shipped, in transit when it's scanned in by UPS or FedEx, delivered once it's received by the fulfillment center, receiving when they start scanning in the items, and then closed. So if you notice, I was going to pull up one particular instance, these bulk subwoofers, large items that I sold. So I bought and sold and shipped off 4 units to the fulfillment center, but as I'll show you, there was only 3 that were received, and then the shipment was closed. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so as you can see, shipped out 4, only received 3, case closed. So you're like, what? That's not fair. What can I do next? So you'll click on the shipment. Alright, so like I said, 4 subwoofers, all separate UPS tracking information, all 4 delivered. So then you'll want to click on shipment contents. So this was the item, bulk subwoofer, shipped, received, and then next you'll go to reconcile. Alright, so for the upload documents, you always want to include the invoice. So a screenshot. These items are actually Amazon flips. I got them for about $99. They were on sale, and resold them for $200 or $250. So I took a screenshot of that, uploaded it, and provide additional information. For this one, I recall saying, I shipped out 4. All 4 were delivered and received at the fulfillment center, but only 3 are showing. So I said, please reimburse me. I previewed your request, and then you hit submit. So in this case, I was awarded, I think I was paid $188, so I still made money off of after the reimbursement. Reimbursements are nice because you don't have to deal with returns, which I'll be talking about shortly. There was one instance where I had these very expensive strollers. I bought and sold 2 of them, sent them out to Amazon. They both were delivered, but same thing, only one was located. So this one actually I had to escalate to Jeff Bezos. So if Seller Central, if the customer service is not, sometimes they're just very repetitive with their responses, and it's just maybe they don't understand. So I drafted this long email, sent it out to Jeff Bezos. His team handled it, and then within a couple weeks I was reimbursed for that stroller. So sometimes reimbursements are easy, very few cases you'll really have to work for it, but that's your money, so you don't want to lose out on, if it could be a couple $100 like in these instances. Alright, so next we'll be talking about, what do I want to talk about? Oh, handling returns and creating cases. Alright, so we're back on the Seller Central page. To view your all of your return items from Amazon, you'll go to Reports, Fulfillment, and as it turns out, I don't have any returns as of yesterday, but you can click on number of days and it'll show you how many items were returned in that time frame. And then to view all of your returned items here, you would want to click on the new Manage FBA returns. So this returns page is actually very helpful, because if the item is, there's a return started, the person has 30 days to return the item, the customer, and then after that they'll have 30 days, but after 45 days, if it's not back into your inventory as sellable or damaged, then Amazon will automatically reimburse you. But sometimes, I mean, it's good to always check, because I mean, Amazon makes mistakes too. So right now, I know I have a couple outstanding returns, just not in the past few days. But go to your so once a return is sent back to Amazon, they'll put it in your back to your inventory. So they'll decide if it's still sellable. If it is, they'll relist it on your inventory page, or if you have to remove the inventory if it's not sellable. So to do that, to view your unsellable or inventory that you must remove, you'll click Inventory, Manage Inventory, or sorry, Manage FBA Inventory, and then you'll click Remove Unfulfillable Inventory. All right, and then from here, sorry, I just don't want to show you all my current list of inventory that I sourced on my own and found, so that's why I'm not showing it. All right, so from here you want to create removal item, and then unfillable quantity is however many, and then above here is my address, and then so I believe it's 50 cents per item to have the inventory sent back out to you once it's unsellable. So you'll hit continue and then send out. All right, and sometimes that process could take a couple weeks depending on when Amazon decides they want to send it out. I've been waiting about 2 or 3 weeks on some current inventory, but I'm not really sweating it too much. All right, so when the time comes, you finally get your items. You want to inspect all of your return inventory, because essentially you'll just be sending it back, just listing it, used like new, used acceptable, to try to redeem some of that money back. With Amazon, their return policy is very lax. I mean, I've been selling this $5 hair gel, and yesterday I got my first return. But if you notice, in their guidelines with selling on Amazon, customers aren't able to return a health and beauty item, just because, I mean, it's hair gel. Like, clearly he or she used it and then returned it. So I tried to fight them on it, but they always say we take everything by a case-by-case basis, which is total BS. You just have to move on, I'll get the item, just dispose of it. But don't get discouraged. I mean, I would say 70 to 80% of return items are sellable. I mean, you always get some scumbag that doesn't include all of the accessories. I had this smartwatch that I was selling. This guy, he only put the watch. The item came back in an Amazon box, not in the original packaging, and just the watch. So I was missing the original packaging, the charging dock, and charging cord. So I actually created a case with that and was partially reimbursed. So that's why you really are, just make sure you inspect everything to get as much money back as you can. All right, so in the outline, I highlight a return that I did. So I'll actually pull this up to show you. Oops. All right, so once you say this was a Focusrite, which I'm actually not able to sell anymore because I got IP'd, which later on down the road we will discuss. But starting out, we won't, meaning that you're infringing upon this company's intellectual property. So if this happens, I don't want to get too much into it, but you're no longer able to sell. But at the time, I was selling a lot of Focusrites. Alright, so when I got this item, I noticed that they cut out the UPC serial code. So when you want to create a case, you just want to take as many pictures as you can. So this is the shipping label from Amazon. This is the return packing slip. So you want to take a picture of those two, and then detailed pictures of the items. So that's the Focusrite inside. They cut this out. I'm not sure why. I don't know if they wanted some sort of rebate, but I mean it has to return in some sort of original form. So you have all the pictures, and then from here you're able to create a case. So I'll show you how to do that. Alright, back into Amazon Seller Central. You go scroll down to the bottom, it says Get Support. And then from here, Contact Seller Support. And you'll do this for each case. Contact us. And then from here, you go to Selling on Amazon. My issue isn't listed. Contact support. Fulfillment by Amazon. FBA issue. And then something else. Now, I mean, Amazon, I don't like to talk to them on the phone just because their accents are so thick and they're just so hard to understand. So for me, I always do email. So for this one, I would look up go to your return page. So remember, for the return page, you go to Reports, Fulfillment, and then you'll look for the item number, or the order number. So that you'll copy and paste that order number for that specific return. Describe your issue. For the Focusrite, we said that the item, they cut out the UPC, and in your guidelines, it says that all returns must be back in original packaging, and this clearly is not. Blah blah blah. And that's really all you have to put. Please reimburse me. So you attach the 4 or 5. Remember the shipping label, the shipping packing slip, and then 3 or 4 actual product photos, just showing them what's the issue. Attach. You have to add the attachments individually, so the 4 or 5 photos individually. Whoops. And then from there, you want to hit submit, and the customer service is really good. They're really good about getting back to you in a timely manner, usually within 24 hours. And sometimes you have to, reopen the case because they like to. Apparently, they get paid, once each case is closed. So they're all about, closing cases so they can get paid. So just, fighting them if you're not getting the answer that you want. And in a nutshell, that's pretty much it for creating cases, dealing with returns, and what else do we? Oh, and reconciling shipments. Whoops. So the next video, the final video, it will be talking about removing negative feedback, ungating. So as you continue to grow, you'll be able to sell in different categories. So talking about ungating, and then if you're starting to scale your business so much that it's starting to become overwhelming, outsourcing options. So look forward to that as we getting close to the end of the 10-part video series.